Hey, fun chasers, we're doing something really unique this year for Memorial Day.
We're visiting the Boalsburg Mansion in Columbus Chapel at Boalsburg, Pennsylvania.
Which is said to be the home of Memorial Day. In October of 1864, three women, Emma Hunter, Sophie Keller, and Elizabeth Myers, heartbroken at the loss of their husband, father, and son, wanted to commemorate their loss by decorating the graves of their fallen soldiers. They shared a bouquet of flowers and decorated the graves. This was the first and earliest observation of Decoration Day, known today as Memorial Day. Although many communities have laid claim to the first Memorial Day, Boalsburg has had a celebration every year since 1864. Boalsburg has been significant to the history of Pennsylvania since the early 1800s. Much of that history surrounds one family, the Boals. David Boal purchased the original plot of land. His son, also named David, opened the first tavern in town, and then his son, George, was one of the founders of the Farmers High School, which was later renamed Penn State University. 8 generations of Boals lived in this house, and it's packed with history. They have a signed photo from the first astronauts, a lock of hair from Napoleon, and Dolly Madison's piano that was once played in the White House. The Boals were great collectors and saved nearly everything they ever had, making this 200 years of history very special. Most museums have recreations or purchased period pieces. Now, the difference here is that at the Boal Mansion and Museum, everything's original. It was lived in and used by the Boals. The Boal family made a lot of good financial decisions in the early days and were comfortable. But it wasn't until Theodore Davis Boal, aka Terry, that the family began to gain notoriety. Terry was raised by his aunt and uncle, Annie Buttles Davis, and renowned Egyptologist Theodore M. Davis. They gave him an amazing life. He traveled extensively with his uncle, lived in fine homes, and when it came time to go to college, he was sent to France, where he studied architecture. It was here that he met his wife, Mathilde Denis de LaGarde, whose aunt was Victoria Montalvo Colon. Her husband was the last descendant of Christopher Columbus. After Victoria's death in 1905, the Boals inherited artifacts of the Colon Castle, heirlooms that belonged to Columbus himself, including his desk, and all of the contents of the Columbus Chapel.
Measurements. He came back to Pennsylvania and he built a replica of that chapel out of Pennsylvania limestone, even leaving a space for the marble cross. So the outside, of course, of the chapel is a replica. Just about everything inside is not.
The chapel is used as a place of worship today. There are original Renaissance works of art, 600-year-old artifacts, vestments, and one more piece of history.
They were being invaded, and so he was charged with taking the most important relic, and that would be the left arm of the cross, the one that St. Helen found and that led to her conversion, right? Which is how we get Greece and all converted to Christianity, right? To Constantinople, right? It's because Helen finds that he has found that piece of the true cross, prays before it. Okay, so that's the piece of the true cross, right? That in legend, right? The whole left arm. He takes the whole left arm of the cross, he goes to Rome, and the Pope says, you're not safe here, because if you think you had problems there, Wait till you see the Huns at my door. So Turbius takes that piece of the left arm of the cross, and he goes back home to Spain, northern Spain. And he establishes a monastery there, which I don't remember the original name of. It is now called the Monastery of Santo Toribio. Okay? And he takes the left arm of the cross there and establishes it in this monastery at Santo Toribio, where it still is today. In 1816, by 1816, it's just a bunch of little shards of wood in a reliquary. And the Bishop of Lyon, the nearby bishopric, decides we need to have a brand new, beautiful reliquary for this. So he has built a silver reliquary to hold these shards of wood, okay, in the shape of a cross. And he gives he keeps out 4 pieces of those shards of wood. 2, he puts in a reliquary there in the cathedral. And 2, he gives to the most important family and benefactors of the church, the Colons. And he gives it to them in this reliquary. Now, the Monastery of Santo Toribio, we go back. Do you know what an indulgence is? Okay, it's like a forgiveness for your sins, right? That was the whole split with the Catholic Church and the Protestant Church was over the selling of indulgences. Well, the Catholic Church still believes in indulgences, they just don't sell them anymore. You get them by doing really special things. One of the really special things is going to a pilgrimage site. And those indulgence sites change every year. The Catholic Church establishes where they are every year. But there's 5 permanent sites in the world. In the world. 2 of them are in Rome. One of them is the Monastery of Santo Toribio. So the Catholic Church certainly recognizes that that's the only remaining pieces of the true cross. Right? They allowed scientific investigations in the 1970s and again in the 1990s, which both confirmed it to be the right kind of wood and the right age of wood to have been able to be the pieces of the cross. That is all I can tell you. This is a pilgrimage site today, and we constantly have people come here as pilgrims coming to see the cross. Columbus's coat of arms, that's one of the things Isabella gave him, was permission to write. Okay, this painting is by Antonio Benzone, also known as Anthony Benson or Ambrosius Benson, because he was born in Italy in Milan.
We just finished our tour at the Boal Museum and the Columbus Chapel in Boalsburg, Pennsylvania. Guys, I'm serious. I've been into museums all over the place, and I have never seen so much history so densely packed into such a wonderful display. You got to put this on your bucket list. You got to come to Boalsburg, wherever you are in the world, and see this place and a relic where they actually have a piece, a certified piece of the true cross of Jesus.
Thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. And for even more fun, check out our other playlists at The Fun Chasers on YouTube. So till next time, enjoy the journey regardless of the destination. Be nice to your fellow travelers, and above all, have fun. Thanks. See you next time.